Oh. Today I'm working on module 5 of which is the last of the second course of Azure Developer, and I'm hoping to be able to make some good progress on this today, maybe even finish 5 and move on to course 3. We'll see what that one is. But right now the exercise is to do trigger a logic app by using an event grid. It says I have a sandbox. I don't see a sandbox. It's like, hey, your sandbox is created. Good luck. It's like, okay, ducky. Sign into Azure portal. So I guess I'm just going to go here. I'm guessing it's going to take me to the sandbox. If not, I can select it. Okay, so I think we're here, but it's probably going to be a new sandbox. New stuff. Because yesterday, the sandbox deletes all the junk, which is good in a sense, better than using your own, because if I go here, I think this is going to show mine. Yeah, if I go home here, I don't know what that is. So if I were to go here and then go look at my cost management, see how much I've spent. 9 cents. So it's not too bad. I'm doing all right so far. Keeping it low, because ultimately, the goal here not to spend too much money while trying to learn this thing. And says my forecast is to pay $1.49, so that's not too bad for the month. I can live with that. But let's see how this goes. Doing the sandbox, it does save some time. All right, so we gotta log in a portal, resource menu. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. I'll put him on my oops. Nope. And then we'll go here. Okay, so the next step. In resource menu, we're gonna go to create a resource. Select create a resource. Create a resource pane appears. In the create a resource pane, enter virtual machine. Now, virtual machines definitely cost money, so doing this in a sandbox is definitely the way to go here, because it will come and it will go. On the basics tabs, enter the following information. Guess we'll use my learn whatever this is. And then virtual machine VM1. Sure. Region. We'll go with West. Finish where that works. Oh, well, do I have to do West US 2? No, there's no West US 2. Okay. Let's see. We want no infrastructure redundancy required. Windows Server security type standard. And let's see. We got image Windows Server 2019. Guess we'll find out too how long this takes to spin up. Run with Azure spot discount, no check mark. Run, no check mark, okay. And then size, DS1 v2. And username, VM admin. VM admin. I'm using the ones that they give because there's probably some code rules. Enter a complex password, not empty. The value must be between 12 and 123 characters. Let's see. just to make sure I didn't mess up what I think I typed. I will check that. And then I will go here. Okay, just trying to get myself information written down so I don't, like, you know, forget it. just in case it becomes important, which I'm guessing to some extent all this stuff will be. Where is my... Okay, all right, so we'll go back and put this back up. Let's see, VM admin, intercom with password, inbound port roles, public inbound ports, none. Public inbound ports, none. So nobody from the public can actually see this. Okay, now wait for deployment to complete. Review and create. Got it. And then validation passed. Create. See like that. It's going to cost me 13 cents an hour. I got to get this done. So come add up fast. 13 cents an hour. Doesn't seem like much, but man, you start adding that up, we're going to have bucks at dollars in a day. So we definitely want to get through this as quick as possible. And let's go to resource overview pane. Still putting this stuff up. Let's create a logic app that runs whenever a virtual machine change is detected. First, we'll create a blank logic app. Well, nothing like the fun of just sitting around waiting for things to work. Deployment is in progress. Does it say how far? Does it even give you like a, hey, we're 50% of the way through? Okay, right now it's just twirling on the VM thing here. This could take a while. I don't know what the typical spin up time for a VM is. It's one of those things, I guess, if I'm doing an edit of the video, I just speed it up. Hey, deployment succeeded. Go to resource. Okay, so and then yeah, when we're done, say click go to resource, and then we look at the overview pane. The overview pane for VM1 virtual machine. In the resource menu, select create a resource. I guess we're going back to creating a resource. Logic. Here's the create logic. And the resource menu, select create a resource. Okay, so we're going to go back to the resource menu, I guess. Create a resource. Select integration. It's integration, I think. Integration, there we go. And then select logic app. You know, I've never done a logic app. This is new. Create. And now we're on to the next thing. So we're going to do concierge subscription resource group. It's the same one I've been using. Logic app name, enter a name, VM change app. That's what we're doing. We're doing this to see if there's something changes in the VM. I don't know how. They just say enter a name. They don't give me a name. They left me on my own. Region. We'll go the same West US that I did before. If I can find West US. There it is. The plan you chose dictates how your app scales, what features enable, and how it is priced. Learn more. Plan type. Region. Enable log analytics. No. That's not even a thing, man. It's not even on here. All right. Plan type. Consumption. There you go. There are no log analytics workspaces in the selected subscription order to enable log analytics. Well, I don't want that. So, and I don't need to enable it. All right, so select, review, and create. We haven't actually done anything. All we've done is created. We haven't set any settings. We haven't done anything that's of any relevance to anything yet. We're just creating the pieces of the puzzle. Add an event trigger to the Logic app. Okay, so this is where we start getting stuff done, I'd imagine. In the menu on the left, select Logic App Designer. So we're here. Is that a... Go to Resource. And then it says, in the menu on the left, select Logic App Designer. Well, at least these things exist. So see this version of this is not exactly the same as the current Azure. I have actually seen that the layout is slightly different. So this is dated a tad bit just to keep things consistent with making their stuff work. So it does make it easier because things are where you expect them to be. They do change some menu items in the latest version of Azure. So if you're in the latest version of Azure, you may find things not exactly where you expect. Scroll down, templates. I don't see... where's the rest of this? I imagine there's more to this than whatever this is supposed to be. All right, Logic, in the development tools section. Is there a development tools section? Oh, here we go. All right, scroll down to templates. Logic App Designer Development Tools section. Got it. Scroll down to templates. I don't see... templates. Then select blank Logic App. Do I have to enable Legacy Designer because this is different? Well, this is going to be a trigger. Scroll down to Templates section. Then select blank Logic App. The Logic App Designer pane appears. Okay, in the Search Connectors and Triggers search box, enter Event Grid. Let's just see what happens if I just don't do that and use the current one. Is Event Grid on here? Azure Event Grid. Okay. Slightly different. I'm trying to do it with not the legacy. I don't want the legacy because what good is that going to do you in the real, real world? It's better to do it with the latest. If I could figure this out using what the when a resource event occurs. Yep, that's the one I want. When prompted, sign into the Microsoft Learn Sandbox. sign in. Azure account credentials. All right, here we go. When a resource event occurs, dialog box appears. Select the following values for each setting to subscribe your Logic app. Subscription. Concierge subscription. That's weird. Let's do this. Subscription. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the resource type. Oh, let's kill that for a minute, and then we'll go back here. Put this here. And this guy. These are backwards. Resource name, things are not lining up, so we'll just continue to hope that this is going to work. Obviously failing. Everything. And then choose, I don't know if it's going to let me choose. Nothing's working, so event type 1. Type of event to listen to. Well, we'll just do this. Then we have to have a 2. I'm definitely doubtful this is going to work because a lot of errors, and I don't know why they're erroring, but it doesn't like it. So I'm just putting these in manually and see what it does. So it does look like this, concierge, although they have subscription first and resource type second. Got the Microsoft Learn thing going. That's it. On the command bar, select save. Where is save? Oh, it's up here. All right, I don't know if it's going to work. Because I feel really uncomfortable about the way that was set up. Too many errors. Errors, every one of these things erred when you selected them, and I'm like, that's not good. It's never good when you're getting a bunch of errors. Build logic that responds to an event. I know I'm skipping forward to this because I don't want to waste any time on this. So, all right, so conditions. To run actions in your logic app after events pass a specified condition, you'll add a conditional statement. This control structure compares the data in your workflow against specific values or fields. You'll then specify differences that run. So this here is basically a video. This is going to be the video here. If I say mark is completed, go to next item. It's going to say, did you do it? And I'm going to go here. I'm going to say, yes, I did it. I'll go to next item. And then we're doing a reading, which is another exercise. Yep, it's basically everything you're seeing here. They just gave you the exact same thing I'm reading here. There's the actions. Logic apps provide built-in triggers and actions you can use, communicate with other apps and services. Here are some of that you've built in. Suppose you have a logic app that does this. So we're all just doing the same thing. Format is slightly different. I've done the actions. JSON. So they just copied it over here. It's not like anything special. Designer view got a little tiny. Theirs does code view JSON, but this one has an updated image. I'd imagine the one on the left is more up to date than the Coursera, because I think Coursera is just hard coded. And I would imagine Microsoft Learn, if anything, is the one that's updated this stuff. So, and even then, I don't know how up to date it is, because as you can see, it's still referencing stuff from the legacy version of Azure. So now this is the code that this expects, although it's slightly different. It looks like the following example demonstrates JSON configuration for an event grid trigger. By using your Logic app's JSON view, you'll become familiar with the concepts and structure. You'll then be confident to edit the JSON directly. So it says. Interestingly enough, this only goes down to the triggers part. This actually has the whole definition piece at the top, which is interesting. Now this has more. You can see it starts at triggers here, and it pretty much looks like it matches going down into all of this, except this has this piece, and this one does not. Then we can mark as completed. This one does the same thing here. It goes Azure, Logic Apps. An extension is also available to enable you to edit Logic Apps in Visual Studio Code. You can download and install the extension for Visual Studio Marketplace or directly from inside Visual Studio Code. Azure Logic Apps. All right, let's go do that. I just want to have it in there because I'm adding everything. My VS Code has everything. I've got Node.js, React, Python. I've got it all, man. I've got C# editing. I've got GraphQL stuff. It's got a lot of stuff in here. Which one do I want? there's Azure Logic Apps. We got consumption and standard. Logic Apps run triggers. It looks like consumption is kind of the most popular. But to be honest, I might put them all on here. It's interesting though that that one just mentions it as a generic thing. There's around 15,000 people with just regular old everyday Azure Logic Apps, but that doesn't pop up that way anymore. Update your Azure function core tools. Okay. All kinds of stuff running. Okay, so in the meantime, I can go ahead and move on past this. Mark it as completed. Go to next item. Cruising right along, man. All right, so now we have this thing. Open a new tab. I'll say continue here too. Don't know why I have to keep doing this though. Time remaining 34 minutes. Ah! No pressure, man. No pressure. Okay. I guess I don't really need this. It's the same thing here. So we'll close that. And I guess I don't really need anything else. Let's just continue down the list. All right, you're ready to perform an action, add a condition. So I got to go over to my thingy bob here. Assuming this is working. Again, I just did what it said, but it didn't really, there was a lot of errors happening. So I don't know what that means. In the event, in the Azure portal, logic app you created should be active. If not, select Home. Home? How do I know if it's active? So, just as one resource, how do I know it's active? In the Azure portal, the logic app you created should be active. It must, is it active? How do I know if it's active? Is it running? I clicked run. Don't see anything. Is it doing anything? Successfully trigger over logic app VM. I don't know. Okay, well, I guess it's doing something. I don't know. First, let's create a condition. In the Azure portal, the logic app created should be active. If not, select Home, and under Recent Resources, select the logic app you just created. We'll go Home, the logic app we just created. That's where I'm at. In the Logic App menu, under Development Tools, select Logic App Designer. In the Event Grid, under When a Resource Event Occurs, select New Step. The Choose an Operation pane appears. I guess that's the operation pane. In the Search Connectors and Actions search box, it must be this. Enter condition. Okay. There it is, condition. Condition, control. Logic app present adds an empty, in the action tab, select condition control. Okay. Got it. Logic app designer adds an empty condition to your workflow, including action paths to follow based on a true or false condition. When a resource occurs, condition. Yeah. In the condition title bar, select the in the title bar. You can select the ellipsis icon. In the context, I select rename. Oh, just want me to change the name. Okay, enter if a virtual machine in your resource group has changed. If a virtual machine in your resource group has changed. Okay, in the condition work area, choose a value. Then select express expression. Interesting. You can put in a custom function there. But, oh, maybe I need to put the checkbox. Nope. Do I click here? Nope. I think expression is actually this, isn't it? The little, this guy. That's the expression box. Yeah. In the function field, enter the value. Data. Operation name. Click OK. Well, there's no OK, but we'll go with add. So I'll look at it again. Data, operation name. Okay. Leave the middle box as is equal to. Then select remaining, choose a value box, and enter this. I am just going to copy and paste it. Let's not make everything a test of my typing skills. In the logic of music command, click save. Oh, boo. Boo on you. Why? Then select the remaining, choose a value, and enter the value Microsoft.compute virtual machine, right? Nope, it's not liking it. So, all right, I typed this. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I typoed. I'll just copy it. Yeah, what can you do, man? I'm obviously not a typist. I don't know. Look like pretty much the same. But if I miss something up, put a space somewhere. If a virtual machine resource has changed, it's not valid. See, it doesn't like. I don't know if something's not right, obviously. Even though my trigger appears to be done exactly like they said. This whole bit, like, this is supposed to be selectable. Because if I go Control X, and then I type here, and I just go, see, it's like there's no, this is not supposed to be there. How come? then I can't actually do anything. If I hit save and it errors, I can't go up here and select it. Provide a workflow run action name. Workflow validation failed for the workflow. Error, blah, 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 blah. Invalid workflow trigger name message. The provided workflow run action name. If a virtual machine. Oh, huh. The problem might be this. You can't have a period on it. Weird. Can't have a period. Well, they need to be careful to say that. They should say that in the document. Because all it says change it to this if a virtual machine resource head group has changed, period. It doesn't. It should have like quotes that just go up to changed and then period outside of the quotes. Or say, don't be careful not to add the period at the end or something like that. That's, don't add a period. I'm gonna change my title of my stream right now. I'm gonna say, well, not my title, but the comments, so that's in there. Docs. We're gonna go over to my stream information, and then we're gonna say, note, do not include the period in the Logic app in the Logic app. What is this called? Condition name. There you go. If anybody actually watches this, that might be good to know. Okay, so not that anybody's gonna look, but I'm just saying, if you look and you happen to watch this, you'll know what the problem is. Okay, so in the function field, enter the trigger body. We did that, we hit save. Email notification. Okay. Have we gone 30 minutes? I'm getting kind of close to the end of my line, aren't I? Now you can add an email action based on the Logic app being triggered. The following steps use Office 365 Outlook. If you don't have Office 365 account, you can also use Outlook.com. The configuration steps for email programs may differ, so you may need to adjust accordingly. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have an Outlook 365 account. In the Logic App Designer pane, in the when a resource event occurs condition, true box, add an action. In the search connectors, we'll look at Outlook. I'm going to do Outlook.com. Send an email. Because I have Outlook.com, so that's good. Okay. We did that. If you don't already have a connection, on the actions bar, select the ellipsis, select rename. There's no ellipsis. Oh, there is, but you could just go like that. And send an email v2. To rename the send an email v2 to an action, to send email when, okay, send email when virtual machine updates. Invalid parameters. Well, I haven't finished. In the to field, enter your own email address. Subject, resource updated. You can also drag fields from the dynamic content window to the field. Click in the body field. Type subject. Click the body field, type subject, into the dynamic content window. Then select subject from the dynamic content pop-up window. What? That didn't do anything. Is there like this? Is this the thing? Is this dynamic content? There it is, subject. Specify the body of the mail. Okay. Click the body field. If you see the following message in the dynamic control window, select see more to see. We can't find it. Okay, repeat the steps to build the body field as shown in the following image. Oh, okay, so we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to go resource, colon. Then we go here and say topic. It says topic. And we're going to go resource event type. And that one's supposed to say event type. And then we're going to say event. Oops. And oh, it's ID. It's not event, it's event ID. And then time. Event time. You finished your Logic app. Your finished Logic app should be saved. I don't think it said saved. I'm sure somewhere up here it's probably saved, but test your workflow. Okay, so now we can close this, I guess. In the search bar at the top of the Azure portal, search for VM1. There it is. In the left menu pane under Availability plus Scale, select Size. Scale size. Then select Resize. Resize. I don't see a resize. Where is resize at? Select Resize. Select a new size of DS2V2. Oh, DS2V2. Click Resize. Resize to confirm. Wait to be notified that your mushroom has resized. Now, wait to be notified that your virtual machine has been resized, allowing time for the email to be generated and processed. After a few minutes, you should receive an email that looks similar to the following. All right, while that's loading up, let's go open up my, let's go open my email. Oh, that's not actually the one I want. I want my outlook.com. All right, so at some point, when that's done, I should get an email. And it's going to dump me in a minute because it said I only had 35 minutes left of my sandbox. I don't know what that means. I may not be able to do anything else. This is the last thing I think I need to do, though. So if I can get through this, it's just doing my little tests and stuff. So we got to wait for this thing to do its thing. Hopefully it's going to do its thing before dumping me. Well, it's sort of taking its time. Takes a while to resize. It's probably thinking we should just cancel him. He's been over 35 minutes. And we did say he only had 35 minutes. But no, you can't do that. You gotta let me finish my exercise. What's it say? Does it still have a timer running up here? Oh, I have 11 minutes left according to that. As long as this doesn't take 11 minutes, I should be able to get through this. I am thirsty. I'm going to have to get me a drink. So I got a lot of white on my screen. And you can see it's reflecting into my face. And I have a big monitor. It's like a 32-inch monitor, and it's just blasting me with white. So it makes me look really pale. But I even have a yellow, a goldish highlight behind to try to tone that down some. But my camera does not behave very well. Let's see if I can do anything about this. Let's see if I can give you a better idea of just how ew, don't want to turn blue. That turns me way yellow, but it is closer to my skin color. That's about it. This is a C920 monitor, and it's not great. I mean, as far as color balance and stuff, it's kind of iffy. But it's a little better. Boy, resizing this thing takes a time. I'm a little worried about the 11 minute. The 11 minutes seems like plenty of time, but it takes longer than I'd like. That's for sure. Hey, shall I pause and play a quick game of... let's see if I can get let's see what happens if I try this thing here. I gotta watch. I have to stop the second though, so it's gonna be a problem. But we're gonna see if I can get through this. This is Watcher of Realms. It's just a game I play a fair often amount. This is not going to be great because these guys are going to come at me almost right away. And they're going to attack him. And even if she's strong enough to kill him, they are going to mess her up. I don't know who's a better range guy. should probably, these guys are, why do I not have Idril in here? That's a terrible thing. All right, still watching on my thing. Make sure that that doesn't end. I'm going to have to put a medic in, though. This is going to be a problem if I don't. Well, we'll let her be successful, and then he's got a little time, but I got to get some help in on there for him. Come on. Probably not great that I have him facing the wrong way, but he'll be able to help a lot if somebody passes through. if the bees don't kill him, I don't think I can reach a. I'm gonna have a problem. He's gonna die because I can't get any help. I can't get any help to him. None of my medics can reach that far. Yep, he died. All right, so we're gonna have to get. Oh, this is going to be a pain because I don't have a medic that can reach over there. All right, so how much time? Is it still going? Good grief. How long does it take, man? It's not particularly good. All right, let's go faster. He's gonna die, but whatever. Yep. Just in case anybody thinks they're going past him. We'll put up the giant blades of death. See if that slows them down enough to cause them some headaches. She just kills everything. I don't even need to help her. Hey, we did it. Well, see, we advanced a little in Watcher of Realms, all while waiting for this thing to do its update. Good grief. Come on, man. It's like, you're not supposed to be playing games while working. But, look, sometimes you gotta play games while working. This is me just waiting for this thing to finish. It's not like I'm trying to... I'm making excuses, I know. But, look. What are you supposed to do to burn time? I mean, I could... It's not going to take so long that I can actually set up another task or project. If I had another task or project set up, I could just go work on it. I don't. Why is this taking so long, though? Changing its size will cause it to be restarted. Stopping the virtual machine may reveal additional sizes. Oh, well. I don't need to do more sizes. But it did stop it. Let's refresh. I mean, it's going to do this whether I'm staying on this page or not. I just want to see what it does. Sometimes, you know, things don't update. And it's like, oh yeah, we resized already. See? According to this, we're already this size. Ah, it just took too long. Oh, did I ever get my mail? Let's go look at my mail. Microsoft account team. New apps. Have connected. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Roku. Let's see, somebody tell me no thank you. We received an overwhelming response to our open position, which makes for an extremely competitive selection process. Although your background is impressive, which they all say, they don't even mean it. We probably didn't even look at your resume. We've decided to pursue other people because what the heck? It's a big lottery, and you're probably never going to get picked. Your odds of being picked are better. You might as well go take part in the lotto, because your odds of getting picked amongst the thousands of people who are applying are not very good. Please complete your battery engineer application. What the heck is a battery engineer? Is that one of the things I applied for? Why did I apply for a battery engineer? What the heck is that? I didn't know I was applying for a battery engineer. I'm mostly looking for developer positions, folks. I'll look at that. Maybe it's something you have to have for that company. I don't know. Well, I did not get an email. Not to my Outlook. Seen a lot of. I mean, it said could take a number of minutes, but I'm not seeing an email. Okay, is there like a way? Okay, so this is almost done. It's going to kick me out in a minute. So I won't be able to check my email. I could maybe go look at the, I got 2 minutes left. So, what was the, let's go home. And then go to my Logic app. Let's see if there's anything that says activity log to say that it sent an email or did something. Audit policy action succeeded. Set workflow failed. Audit policy action succeeded. So these are after I changed. So we actually got this working. Subscription audit policy action Wednesday. I was actually trying to see if it actually said it did anything, but I'm not seeing that it did anything. It's probably going to delete or dump me in a minute. Diagnose and solve problems. Not much I can do. Activity log. That's it. That's all there is. Nothing. 3 minutes time. I would have expected if it had sent an email that it would have sent event initiated by. Well, that's just who I am. But there's no evidence that it actually sent the email. I mean, I would have expected to see an email like this. Now, I will say this. This is slow usually. I have emails go to my Outlook.com regularly, and they oftentimes don't show up anytime near where I would expect them to. But ultimately, there's still no anything here. So, and I can look at all of my filtered items, but it's not there either. So yeah, there's not an easy. Like I said, I mean, you can hit a refresh. It doesn't typically do anything though. Run Roku service collection, and then I go look under other. LinkedIn jobs, Microsoft account teams with Mondo. Nope. Well, okay, so my time is up. I don't know what it means by that. If my sandbox is going to delete itself or what. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. What's the end result of my time being up on my sandbox? I would have expected it to show something here. If I go to my VM thing, I did change the name. It doesn't appear to have done anything. I mean, it changed the name. I am now at the size is DS1, DS2 V2, which is what I changed it. I changed it to DS2 V2. So I would have expected my Logic app to fire. Interestingly enough, how do I know that this is connected? Because VM1 should be somewhere, some kind of setting on the Logic app, right? So if I go application security does. Let's go back to the virtual somewhere here. Does it say what it's connected to? Let's go to a designer. Somewhere here it should say when a resource event occurs. Is it looking at that specific resource? No, it doesn't say. It says resource type. Oh, just like anything, I suppose. Huh. So there's no distinct. Just wish I could see. Failed to start a Logic app run. Failed to start. Cannot read properties. Oh, see, something's up. This thing is not running or not functioning. Cannot read properties of undefined reading get response header. How come? Now it could be dead now because I ran out of time. So I mean, it may just be waiting to boot me, because if I hit refresh, I mean, it quite possibly could be that I just don't have access to this anymore. How likely am I to run portal azure.com to a friend? What? Nope, not likely at the moment. Can't even get it to run. Failed to start Logic app. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading get response header. I don't know. Why is it trying? What is get response header? Is that even a thing on here? I don't know what it's looking at. I wonder what happens if I say enable legacy designer. I just want to see what this does. So this is more like this thing when it's showing you how to do it. See how this shows up? In the condition title bar, select the ellipsis. If a virtual name has changed. In the condition work area, select choose a value. Let's see what happens if I go down this line. This is definitely more like I would have expected. Expression. Where's my paste? Vox, remaining choose value and enter the value Microsoft. Compute virtual machines. All right, you would think this would be something you could Microsoft dot See, the reason that this seems weird to me is because it's like, how would you know to put this value in? Because it just says, go here, enter this. It's like, okay, but how do I know that that's a thing? Choose the value and enter the value. This guy. Microsoft.compute. Microsoft.compute / virtual machines. That's weird. Huh. It doesn't even work. Can't even add that. Okay. But I did put that in as equal to, it's the same. And now logic app designer command bar select save. Don't think I did anything, to be honest. Then we're going to go down here. Kind of did all that. Yeah. Resource updated. And then that's that. All right. And then we're going to go back to, I'm going to go to my VMware again, since this is theoretically saved. Run trigger. All right. It says it take a few moments. I don't know if that's if that's like, I would think it would just send me an email saying that, you know, this is a test or something. Interestingly enough, this is only for generic resources. So in other words, it doesn't even like look at VM1, it doesn't care. It's just a logic app that's going to fire if something changes in one of my VMs. So all right, so let's go home. Let's go back to my VM1. This time we'll just resize it back to the same thing. I don't know what this means. Connect? Connect to what? We'll go back down to size. Now this, if this worked at all, I should be able to resize this. I should get a notice. I'm just kind of curious why I'm not getting these notices. I mean, really, I've done everything it said. I could call this done and move on, but I just hate leaving it wondering if it actually set up correctly. So I'm using the legacy only because doing it with the other, although it appeared to work and it saved everything, never really told me anything. I mean, I never got my email that said it worked. So I don't know what's functioning, what's not. it's kind of cool. I like the concept, but yeah, obviously you can see things don't work exactly as you would hope. So it's gonna be you know, I'm just hoping for an email to show up here, and then I can call it done and move on. But if it doesn't show up in email here, I've done everything it said. I stepped through the code, walked through it. I kind of have a concept of what this does, how a virtual machine works. I can't explain what's going on with the Azure developer, why I was getting errors. It could be the sandbox issues, could be that I was running out of time. Any number of things could be triggering why it won't function correctly for me right now. And as you can see, this doesn't ever show you an update. I just let it run, but then I don't get an email. And then if I refresh, it clears, says it's done. I'm now DS1 V2. But doesn't tell you how long it should be taking. So yeah, I don't know what to expect from this. I was hoping resizing it back down would in turn trigger the email again. It should, because it's just a change. But that's it, man. That's the end of this thing. If I get the email, yay. If I don't, it's time to move on. Let's go do the knowledge check. What is Event Grid? A fully managed enterprise message broker in Azure with queues and published subject topics. Which one of the Azure? So it's if. Which of these Azure service sources? Azure services. Azure Event Grid supports as an event. It is possible the answer to the first one is 2, because the first one could be hubs, because I get event hubs and event grids messed up all the time. Let's see which one it is. Ah, no. It is this one. Okay, this is a hub. No, Azure Service Bus is a fully managed enterprise message broker. Oh, Azure Service Bus. See? And then Service Bus is the full, and just the message routing event service sources and subscribers is Event Grid. See, I gotta work on that, man. I keep getting those mixed up. There's Event Grid, Event Hub, Service Bus. They all kind of do the same thing. Or they manage events. But as you can see, keeping them different in my brain is proving to be a challenge, obviously. I will keep this one too. I'm keeping all questions from all sources because they all matter. All right, so that's that. I'll go to summary. All right, so now I still don't think I've gotten the email for this. Yeah, no email. Find out 7 ways to optimize. But nothing. I don't know. Whatever this is doing. I don't know if it's locking up, if it's a sandbox problem. But I'm just ready to move on. It's time to go. Time to say I did this. I did do it. I did it exactly the way it said. Everything saved, everything processed. Just didn't send me the email, and I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, let's do my practice quiz. Let's see what I learned. Event Grid is a service that manages the routing and delivery of events from many sources and subscriber. True. Which of the following... Wait, something came in. Oh, no, it's just the junk mail updates. Boo. Which of the following are some of the advantages of using Event Grid? Select options. Its throughput is high. Yes, that's true. It increases security. I don't know about that. It supports custom events. Yeah, it can filter events. Can it filter events? I don't know. I think that's Service Bus that does filtering. I don't think it filters events. You plan on using Event Grid to call a custom endpoint outside Azure. I'm trying to see if there's any other notes I have on this guy. I don't have a ton of notes actually on Event Grid. Event hubs. A lot of Event Hub stuff. All right, you plan on using Event Grid to call a custom endpoint outside Azure. What's the best way of achieving this? Create an Azure function event handler that will trigger a script that will call the custom endpoint. Create an Azure automation event handler that will trigger a script that will call custom. Create webhook handler to call the custom endpoint. Well, it does do these things. Let's do that one. You built a mechanism for your environment that will trigger a logic app by using Event Grid. What do you need to do to run actions based on whether data meets some parameters? Build a recurrence, build a conditional statements, build actions. Which of the following is a view that enables you to edit the JSON configuration of the logic app? Designer. Designer lets you do it. Ah, I did terrible. So, well, I got the first two. I was on a roll. Well, I got two wrong, but I mean, when you're only talking about 5 questions, it goes down pretty fast. That should be 60%. Oh, I didn't select all the answers. Well, it didn't increase security, so it must be it can filter events. Create an Azure function. Probably function would be the best way. Because it doesn't actually say webhooks are an option for event handlers. And then I got this correct. Build conditional statements. And it's not designer. This must be code view. Because you can get to code. The thing is, you can see, you can view it. Well, I guess there is a way to see it in code. Yeah. All right, let's try this again. This is true. These are the same questions, but they do scatter the options, flip them around. Which of the following are some of the main advantages of Event Grid? Well, it supports custom events. It can filter events, apparently. Oh no, I got that one right. It increases security. Its throughput is high. Okay, so yeah, filter events is like a Service Bus thing, or Event Hub or something. You plan on using Event Grid to call custom endpoints. It sounds like it must be functions. Azure function. I tried automation. I know automation and functions are both things you can do, but functions are more dynamic. You can do more with them. You built a mechanism for your environment that will trigger a logic app. Oh, which one? It said I had to do 3, and I did not select all of them. Oh, it must be. Oh, maybe it can do filters. You built a mechanism for your environment that will trigger a logic app by using Event Grid. What do you need to do to run actions based on whether the data meets some parameters? Conditional statements. And then it must be code view. Webhook? The answer is webhook? Wow, I did not. I didn't. It doesn't even say you can do event handlers through a webhook. I got 5. It says Service Bus, Event Hubs, Automation, and Functions, and then Azure Logic Apps, which isn't an option. Plan on using Event Grid to call a custom endpoint outside Azure. What's the best way of achieving this? Create a webhook handler to call the custom event. Huh. Well, I'll be danged. All right, so I'm gonna go to the next. I don't really want to go to the next item. I want to do a try again, which means I have to actually come back. Let's close this. Go back and click, and we'll try again. I want 100% on here so I can record it and know that I'm doing this right. Okay, so its throughput is high. You can do filters. Supports custom events. This apparently is supposed to be webhook. And then we have conditional statements. And then we have code view. And this answer. And then this answer. Okay, so now we're at 100%. I got to record all these things for my study. This is actually only the knowledge check. This is not the test prep. New page. And I got, what is it? 3 of them. So this is just the way I go about, I save my questions. And I want to know what's correct and what's wrong. I was saving them with the what's wrong and then just write the answer down, but kind of decided I would rather just have the what's correct all along, you know. There we go. All right, so go to next item. Now I've got my correct answers to study for later. And then this one is test prep. Now there's only 7 questions. Let's see if I'm any better now that I've tested myself. See, this is it. Service Bus, Hubs, and Grid. Oh no. Oh, God. Oh, it's all 3 of them. Okay. You are developing an e-commerce application. The application generates millions of orders and captures user behavior. They all can do lots. Users must be informed as and when there is progress for their orders. The application must support the sales and marketing team to analyze. I think that's Service Bus that can do all of the above. I mean, that can actually track stuff, because Event Grid doesn't actually track what people do with the stuff. And then I don't remember what Event Hub does. I got to write down this. I got to have me a fixed thing. I'm going to make a list of what Event Grid, Event Hub, Event Bus, all sitting, or Service Bus next to each other. I know a little bit about each one, but I don't know enough, obviously. You plan on creating an Azure Event Hub namespace with the help of CLI commands, which is the command that you should execute. All right, so it's create namespace. I think it's create namespace. Almost all of the things start with what you're creating. It's create action. You start with a create action. Oh, nope, it's Event Hubs create. Ha! Oh, it's namespace, so it's going to be namespace create then, right? Event Hubs, yep. Event Hubs namespace authorization, Event Hubs create name, NS name. Creates namespace. Oh, Event Hubs create. Plan on creating an Event Hub namespace with the help of CLI. It's interesting. My comment here says it's just AZ Event Hubs create name NS name. That creates the namespace, but this is Event Hubs namespace create. That seems different. And then there's an Event Hub's namespace authorization rule. It's probably this one, but that's not the same as my text. Look, my notes. This is copied. Event Hubs create name namespace. Creates the namespace. Specifically says it. So something's different there. You are developing an application that produces millions of telemetry data per hour. You plan to use Azure Event Hubs to ingest and consume data. Which protocols? Oh yeah, it's AMQP and HTTPS. That which I know. It's nice to get some I know. You are developing a solution using Azure Event Hubs. You need to create a resource group, Event Hub namespace, and Event Hub using Azure CLI. Which of these commands? Okay, so we got to create the namespace. Also, if it's that one, namespace create, and then we got Event Hub create, AZ Event Hubs create, and then AZ group create. Which terminologies are used to define entities that read data from the Event Hubs? Which terminologies are used? Subscribers and consumers. You are planning on using Azure Event Hubs to process events. What is the maximum size limit of a publication event? I believe it's 1 megabyte. I think. I remember it's 1 megabyte, but there's like, you have to do some stuff to make it. 1 megabyte max per individual or event at publication. Oh yeah. What are the 2 programmatic methods that receive and process events from Event Hub? Receive and process. Well, I don't know this one. I don't even think I recorded this one. What are the 2 programmatic methods? Event Hub receiver. Receive and process. Event Hub receiver. Event processor host. I don't know. Event host receiver. Host receiver? Guessing on the second one. Come on, tell me what I did. 71. I'm just barely off. Incorrect. It's hubs. Gosh dang it. Hubs, buses, and grids. Alright, what else? You didn't select all the correct answers. Wait a minute. I don't remember Kafka being on that list. I just got AMQP. What? I only have 2. It says publisher sends events to Event Hub. AMQP and HTTPS. Does not say anything about Kafka. Azure Event Hub stores 3 protocols. Consumers, producers. Huh. Alright, well, now I know. Blah. Alright, well, I got that one right. And I got that one right. And I got that one right. And I got that one right. How did I? The only one I missed is... Oh, I guess I missed 2. I missed that and that. I guess. So I get that one in there, and the answer is hubs. So let's try it again. We'll say hubs. And it's event hubs namespace create, which is not the thing on the list, but they're saying it's all three of these apparently. And then wait, you plan on creating an event hub namespace with the help, which is okay, event hubs namespace create. Oh, and this one is the one you're doing all three. So you got event hubs namespace create, event hub create, and AZ group create. And this one is subscribers and consumers. This is 1 megabyte. And this was processor. Oops. Dang it, I forgot what I said last time. Because I got it right. Is event hub receiver and processor host. Yeah, okay. There we go. Holy McMolians. I tell you, that was actually kind of tough. I mean, I got it mostly right. Does mostly right count? So, no, mostly right does not count. Because that means if I'm only getting 71% on practice tests, that I am not passing the certification. You need to get 80% on the certification to get certified. So you got it. But you do have a practice test you can take, and it usually has lots of questions that you can continue to take it until you get it, until you get where you want to be, I suppose. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6. Taking them all. So I'm going to read through every one of these questions and try to beat it into my own head until I figure this out. Until I know what to expect on the test. I can perform my very best. And then 7. Well, that's it, guys. I have now completed 2 of the courses for Azure Developer. With any luck, I will eventually be able to take the test. We'll go to the next item, which is just kind of wrapping things up. I don't know. Let's see. Lesson summary.
In this lesson, you learned how to use Azure Event Grid to handle events within your systems. You used an Event Grid trigger within a Logic app to subscribe to events published from virtual machine changes. These events enabled you to configure and send an email notification. You also discovered the native implementation of Event Grid in Azure and how it allows...
Which, by the way, did not work. And there's nothing, I mean, it wasn't programmatic, so I couldn't even like go look for a syntactically issue, or I did it the way that they showed it. I stepped through it, never got an email. In fact, I'm not even sure that this thing even shows that it updated. Oh, it did finally show that it updated, but I never got an email that said, look, there's my emails. Nothing ever showed up. Nothing ever said, hey, you got an email. It says something changed, but yep, nothing. So much for that. But what can I say? I'm not gonna lose any skin over it right now. I just don't think Azure is that reliable, to be honest. I just don't think things function like they think it does. And maybe, is it possible I did something wrong? Well, sure. It's probably, but I don't see how I could have. I mean, I stepped through the code. About the practice exam. Oh, there's actually this is a 10-minute about the practice exam. This is really not 10 minutes. This is just what you have to read. AZ204 measures your ability to accomplish following technical tasks. Azure Compute, Azure storage, security, monitor troubleshooting, connect to and consume third-party services, taking the practice exam, connect your service together, topics. All right, well, I can do this. This is done. This is the course recap. It's only 3 minutes long. I guess I should listen to it.
Hello and welcome. In this module, you will have an opportunity to recap key topics and take a practice exam. In this course, you learned how to connect your services together using Microsoft Azure. Let's have a quick recap over what you've covered. You first learned how to choose a messaging model in Azure to loosely connect your services. Then you explored how to implement message-based communication workflows with Azure Service Bus. Next, you learned how to communicate between applications with Azure Queue Storage. Finally, you enabled
definitely showed me how to do all of this stuff
using Azure Event Hubs. In the first module, you explored the scenario when you have an application that consists of components running on different computers, servers, and mobile devices. Reliable communications between those components could be difficult and unreliable. To deal with this, you learned how Microsoft Azure provides several technologies that you can use to communicate.
3, and they're confusing as to all the different things they do.
Storage queues, event hubs, event grid, and service bus.
I mean, we kind of went over all these things, but boy, I tell you, they were a pain in the tushkus. I still don't fully know all the differences. That's why I'm going to spend some time on those, determining what all of their variations are. Got storage, queue storage, service bus. Yeah, it's going to be quite the thing here. I'm gonna create a page here specifically for handling all 4 together. Event handlers, technology. Yeah, I'm definitely need to create myself a bullet list and memorize the bullet list of what each one does specifically that's different from the other, because a lot of them do some of the same things, but some are for more better throughput, more size, better storage, some that take information back.
Various challenges in a distributed application. Next, you learned how to implement message-based communication workflows with Azure Service Bus. You did this by using Azure Service Bus topics and queues in a distributed architecture. This ensured reliable communications. You learned how to write C# code in a custom application that sends and receives messages using Azure Service Bus topics and queues. Finally, you configured an Azure Service Bus namespace in an Azure subscription. Next, you learned how to communicate between applications with Azure Queue Storage. You learned how to use Azure Queue Storage to handle high demand and improve resilience in your distributed application. Then you learned how to create an Azure Storage account that supports queues. Finally, you created a queue using C# code and the Azure Storage Client Library for .NET. Once the queue was created, you then added, retrieved, and removed messages from that queue. In the last module, you explored how to connect sending and receiving applications with event hubs in order to handle extremely high loads without losing data. Here, you learned how to connect event hubs to your app and reliably process large transaction volumes. You created an event hub using the Azure CLI to configure applications to send or receive messages through an event hub. Then, you evaluated event hub performance using the Azure portal. Finally, you explored the capabilities and use cases for Event Grid and created an application that handles events by using Event Grid and Logic apps. Next, you will have an opportunity to take the practice exam and test your knowledge on how to connect your services together in Microsoft Azure. This will be another important step on the road to certification success. Good luck.
Wow. Okay, so it's a 30-minute exam, which means it's probably about a 15-minute exam. So I'm going to do it, and we'll just see what happens. Let's go ahead and maximize this just to kind of put my start assignment. I'm going to let you look at it because I think really what this amounts to, or what some of the practice tests are on the test. And this might be actual questions on the test. They could be some variation of what's on the test. But ultimately, it's really just practice. So if you get these, you learn these, hopefully you'll be able to pass the test as well. If that's all you're going to do is study answers. I mean, I guess studying answers is one thing if you have a eidetic memory, but good luck, because they do change the questions. They change the wording slightly, and they will also change the order of questions. So, you know, it's a grain of salt. Azure Event Grid can distribute events from various Azure resource types. Which of the following can generate events which can be handled by Azure Event Grid? Okay, so we have, so I know you can do logic apps, and I know you can do service bus, and I believe it's storage accounts and subscriptions. Oh, nope, not subscriptions, just apps, storage accounts, and service bus. Actually, not even storage accounts. What? Just logic apps and service bus. Huh. Man, see, I should, yeah. Definitely not, I mean, I knew for sure these two. God, there's 4 subscriptions was on there. Okay, well, true or false? In Azure Event Grid, system topics are application or third-party topics. False. Well, application. Wait a minute. Event Grid doesn't handle topics. That's a service bus thing. A retail chain that has 500 stores is used as point-of-sale devices to receive payments and collect data. A single device can produce 1.5 megabytes of data. You need to implement a solution to receive the device data, and you also need to correlate the data with the device that it provides it. Solution: provision an Azure Event Grid. All right, a single device can produce 1.5 megabytes of data. You need to implement a solution to receive device data, and you also need to correlate the data with the device that it God, they tell me that's not messed up. You also need to correlate the data with the device that it provides it. That sounds broken to me. Provision Azure Event Grid. Configure the machine identifier as the partition key and enable capture. Does the solution meet that feels like, oh gosh, that feels like a no. That doesn't feel right, like the right answer to me. But see, that's probably not an exact question on the test either. But and memorizing these kind of setups, they just provision an Azure Event Grid. Configure the machine identifier as the partition key and enable capture. That doesn't seem like a good solution. You're developing an e-commerce website that handles millions of orders and captures user behavior. Captures user behavior. See, that's a thing. That's a service bus thing. As and when there is progress on their order. When Azure service should you use? I think service bus. Of course, hubs can do some stuff too. That's why it's so hard to know what exactly the difference is on these things. Better for intermittent notifications. More overhead. Certain settings are defined and nature supply data. Make namespace sound redundant. Yeah, I think it's service bus. Okay. You're developing an application. How many questions are there? 10. Ooh. You're developing an application that will interact programmatically with Azure Service Bus. You want to use the library of classes that Microsoft provides and which you can use in the .NET Framework language. Oh yeah, I got to do this one. I think it's Service Bus NuGet package. You plan on developing a solution that will assure a messaging component. Assure the messaging component. This component should be able to provide transactional support, store the messages for an indefinite period, and detect duplicates. Which two technologies meet this requirement? I'm pretty sure Service Bus can do that. I think that one can do it. Wait, a Service Bus topic? I want to say a Service Bus queue. I think the two queues can do it. Because they can look for duplicates, detect duplicates. Topic is not that. I don't think. Obviously, it's not sticking great. It's like there. It's there. It's just faint, and I need to get it written in permanent marker. Right now, it's like I'm getting rid and vanishing ink. So it's just like it's there, but it's fading. I got to keep doing it and just write over it again with permanent marker so it sticks. You're planning on developing a solution that will handle a lot of messages per second through a single queue in Azure's queue storage. What is the maximum number of messages that can be processed per second in this case? Oh my gosh. So they're all big numbers. That's actually one I really just, it's like, it's 2,000 messages. Oh, okay. That's not as much. Millions is buses. The buses can, hub and bus can do millions, I think. True or false? The Azure, true or false? The Azure Storage Client library uses a connection string to establish your connection. Your connection string can be retrieved via Azure Portal. True. True or false? In Event Hubs, partitions are buffers. In Event Hubs, partitions are buffers into which communications are saved. I think that's true as well. You plan on creating an application that will receive and process events from Event Hub. You plan on achieving this in programmatic manner. Which methods do you need to implement to achieve this? Receive and process. So we got event host processor host, and hub receiver. All right, drum roll, please. 70, so close, out of 10. That means I got 3 wrong. Okay, so 1 is only partially wrong. This is correct, but apparently that's not. Try going back. Azure Logic Apps. Wait a minute. It says right here. Event Grid. Azure Logic Apps. Which of the following can generate events which can be handled by Azure Event Grid? Look. Event Grid, event handlers. Azure Logic Apps. Or maybe that's how, well, the one that handles it? Maybe I'm misreading the question. The question could very well be it's not handlers, it's asking for, it's handled by. Handled by Event Grid. Event Grid being the handlers. So, and that's the case, because I know virtual machines could, because I was using that. Storage accounts could, maybe. And apparently a service bus can. So possibly 3 out of 4, but it really doesn't. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of a weird one. All right, so I got it correct on third-party topics. This does not handle the solution. Yeah, enable capture. Configure the machine identifier as the partition key. Yeah, I knew that was weird. Service bus. Service bus is intended for traditional enterprise applications. Thus, it would work and require transactions, ordering, duplication, detection. Okay. And then my other one I got right. You want to use library class. Oh, that one's easy. And then this one was just don't select storage queue, apparently. So the correct one was service bus queue and event hub. Should be able to provide transactional support. I don't think it's queue and topic. Transactional support. Store the messages for indefinite period and detect duplicates. Service bus queue. I don't think so. Topic supports larger messages, both the front end guarantees FIFO, supports ROL based security, can group messages into transactions. Use or clause to determine which. Message broker used. Does this make me, at least this is making me review my notes, right? I mean, I'm going to learn more by reviewing my notes as much as possible. Service bus, message broker, and if my notes aren't good, they won't tell me the answer. At most, once delivery, dupe protection, no guarantee of delivery. First in, first out. Service bus queue. Need to handle larger than 24 kilobytes. Event grid. These topics or tags on source event grid. Our topics are tags on source event grid uses to know what handlers to send. So there are topics on an event grid? Huh. Here we go. Events can be generated by any of the following. Storage accounts, event hub, subscriptions and resource groups, container registry, service bus. So it does kind of go into a little bit. Boy, you know, trying to get your notes organized is half of it. Okay, so let's see what the question was up here. So a service bus, container registry. Well, it says subscriptions and resource groups. So, but not virtual machines. Storage accounts, subscriptions, and service bus. That's the ones that are on there that work. Storage accounts, subscriptions, and service bus. And then this one is service bus is a transactional message broker. transactional support, store the messages. Probably event. What do I have? Event Hub? Event Hub, yeah. All right, and then this is false. The Azure Storage Client Library uses a connection. Establish your connection. Your connection string can only be retrieved via Azure portal. Oh, that's what I messed up. I thought it said can be retrieved. Not only. I missed the only part. Try going back. Communication between applications with Azure and Q Storage. Yeah. And then I got this in the processor. Okay, so I can get this right. There's not much going on here. Basically, the two technologies must be Event Hub. I already know that's 2000. And it's the only there that I got to be tricky of. Event Hub's partitions are buffers into which communication. Yeah, that's not true. That's Event Hub's partitions are buffers. Yeah. And then, okay. All right. There's no reason why I can't get this right on the next try. Let's try it again. All right. So the answer here is subscriptions, logic apps. Wait, what did I say? Service bus, storage accounts, and virtual machines and logic apps are not in there. Okay. True or false? An event grid system topics are applications or third-party topics? False. A retail chain provides Azure Event Grid. Configure event filtering to evaluate the device handler. Wait. Oh, that's right, because with the practice test, they can change your questions on you. Forgot about that. This is actually a slightly different question. A single device can produce one. You need to implement a solution to receive the device data, and you also need to correlate the data with the device that it provides. Solution: provision in an Azure Event Grid. Configure event filtering to evaluate the device identifier. That one could actually work. Yes. I think you can do event. Can you do event? Oh wait, maybe event filtering. Oh, I don't know. Azure Event Grid, can that do filtering? Wait a minute. See, that's a thing. I get these supports Azure services. Publish can issue third party. I don't know if this one. Dang. Users, blobs. I don't know that event filtering is a thing on Event Grid. I think Event Hub can do that. Man, see, this is what I'm talking about. Getting the knowing which tools can do what things is. Forgot that the practice test changes the questions, which means I should have saved those questions because now they can change and I don't have them. You are developing a web application for your customer to ensure a microservice approach. The components of the application are decoupled, asynchronous communications. You rely on the order of the messages to map the flow of the data. You rely on the order of the messages. Oh, okay. You need to do Which are services? Service bus. Larger, most and at least. The order matters, which guarantees FIFO in a service bus. Supports ROI-based security, can group messages and transactions. Filters use a where clause to determine which messages will be delivered. You are developing an application that will interact programmatically with Azure Service Bus. You want to use the library of classes. So, well, that one's this one. You plan on developing a solution that will assure a messaging component. This component should be able to provide transactional support. Store the messages for an indefinite period and detect duplicates. Which two technologies meet the requirements? I think I got this right when I did it this way. You are planning on a solution that will through a single queue in Azure Storage Queue. This is 2000. What do you need to access an Azure Storage Queue via REST API? Only the correct URL that points to the queue. The correct URL that points to the queue and the authorization header included in every request. Correct URL points to the queue and the authorization header included in every request. I think it's this thing. True or false? In every hub's in event hubs, partitions are buffers. True. You are planning on creating a event hub namespace and an event hub in a resource group. Okay, so we got AZ group. We got AZ Event Hub namespace, Event Hubs create, Event Hubs namespace create. Oh, got it right, got it wrong. Can't do filtering on an event grid. Dang it. All right. Yeah, I like the answers here. I mean, they give you good detail on them. So it must be Event Hub. All right, so let's record these. I want to have all these down. I got 3 wrong, but I think I only got like 2 wrong, but I just had wrong questions, wrong bits. The thing is, what I don't like is, all right, so I do this, but this one here just says go back and review. Even though it's no, I liked that they tell you what it is you got wrong. So it's like, but it doesn't tell you why you got it wrong. It just says go review it. Now I understand the idea of go review, but and I will, but I gotta save these questions because they change the questions, which is fine. Just gives you more questions to work with. But oops, it's not gonna work. They do give you a lot of information on these, though. The ones you get right, they give you all kinds of information. It's like, well, the ones you get wrong, they just tell you go study some more, which I guess is good, I suppose, but Probably a good idea to study some more. I don't know. Can I get this right on the next try though? Because I think you only get 3 tries per day or per 30 minutes or I don't know, something per day. I'd have to try again tomorrow. Okay, so this is wrong. Obviously, I got to look at, it's not Azure Storage, it's probably Event Hub. Like I said, these storage queues, service bus, event hubs. I tell you, man, it's just knowing them all. Event grids, so many things. And yeah, you can't do filtering apparently on an event grid, so it must be Event Hub I'm thinking of. But that, and I know Service Bus can do it, and that's what I would definitely recommend basically because, oh, I guess I did pass this, but it's not perfect. I like perfect. I like perfect. It means I'm learning something. Mark completed. Go to next item, which is just course wrap up.
Congratulations, you have completed this course at Azure and further preparing for the AZ-204 exam.
Email did not send. Final exercise. Even though everything. All right, that's all I care about. I'm not getting into the whole blah blah blah. Next steps. Mark is completed. Okay, I guess that's it, man. That's it. We're done. One more bites the dust. Until next time, I'm gonna be working on course 3. Woohoo! Got ways to go, but we're getting there.